Hey, hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on where you're watching this, when you're watching this. Hopefully, you're watching it before the Spain versus Norway match. Let's take a look at the pre match analysis and my prediction for the formation and the players. I don't like to do the prediction for the scores until we see the lineup. So, let's get cracking with Norway. So, here is the 23-man squad we'll have. In the goalkeeping, Karlsson, Silvik, Nyland. In the defense, we're gonna have Ayer, Otisgaard, Hanish Olsen, Gerson, Stadesberg. In the left back positions, we'll have two, Mealing and Björkan. In the right back, we'll have Ryerson and Peterson. In the midfield, we're gonna have Burge, Arsenus, Patrick Burge, and Sander Burge. Burge. And we're gonna have Thorsby, also Vittelson, and Odegaard from Arsenal. In the attacking midfielders, we're going to have Thoristvit and Mats Muller De Haley. In the attacking wingers, we are going to have on the left wing Muhammad El Yunisi, and the right wing, we're gonna have Ola Solbakken. In the attack, we're gonna have there is Haaland, but he's injured, so he's no longer participating in the couple of matches that will happen, the two matches that are going to happen. Unfortunately, he has a groin injury, so he will be missed. But other than Haaland, we'll have Sorloth, we'll have Jorgen Strand Larsson, and Ola Benilson. So this is the full squad. Let's take a look at the formation real quickly. So in the past games, Norway played in this particular formation. In the past three games they played, the first one against Serbia, they had a 4-1-4-1 formation and they lost 2-0 to Serbia with this particular formation. Serbia was playing a 3-4-1-2. Against Slovenia, which I would think Norway could have beat, they played a 4-3-3 and they also lost 2-1. When they played against Sweden, they played a 4-3-3 against the 4-3-3 and they won 3-2. Haaland bagged two goals here, Haaland bagged a goal here, and no goals in Serbia match. Tisk Haaland. But they usually played a 4-3-3 formation. And also the other formation was a 4-1-4-1. We don't have Haaland for the next two matches, so it will be interesting how they will play without him. So this is the formation they played with in a couple of past games, and I'd like to share one match here. They played against Spain in October 2019, and they managed to tie. Here, um, Haaland was not part of the team, so they managed to tie. They had the same couple of players. They had Sander Bergson, they had Martin Odegaard, they had Sorloth, they had pretty much Ayer, Nordvit. They pretty much had most of the players that were mentioned, and they managed to keep it a tie with Spain. So maybe they will do the same tomorrow. Only tomorrow will tell. Once the formation is revealed, 1 hour before the match or 45 minutes before the match, we will take a look and do some other predictions. So here are my two thoughts about how they might play without Holland. The first formation, I think they might go with a 4-3-3 because it looks from their trend they play 4-3-3 unless something changed. But I think they will play a 4-3-3 where we'll have Karlsson as our goalkeeper, and I'll show you a little bit of stats later on some of these players. Mealing as our left back. Here, I am torn between Gerensson and Ostigard. I think either one of them will be our center back, or maybe both of them will be center back, and this guy, Hanchi Olsen, might not be there. But I think Hanchi Olsen also deserves to be there from the stats and some of the fitness that I've seen. He looks pretty much fit. On the right back side, we will have Rianson and Pedersen. Both look like they have match sharpness and they are fit to play. If I had to pick one over the other, I think Rianson, because he had more minutes of play time with his clubs than Pedersen. Same thing with Gerson and Ostigard. Gerson had more play time, more minutes played than Ostigard. In terms of goals scored and all this, they were more or less on the same bar. But one had more minutes over the other. So I think that gives them a little bit more of a match sharpness. It also can make them more tired, but it's been a while. I think it's been 1 week now, so I don't think they will be tired. Um, the other the other thing let's take a look at is the midfield. The midfield, I think it will be composed of three. Of course, without a doubt, Odegaard would be in the midfield, no doubt about it. With his performance in Arsenal, it will be crazy not to include Odegaard. The other two midfielders I believe that will be included will be Throtsfit and Burge. I think both of them are match fit and they have a lot of minutes played and they have a lot of good experience. So I think they will be the first pick for the center midfielders. In the attack, we will have Elionisi and Sorloth and Larson. Out of all the forwards that they have, I think these three are the best options they have over the other central forwards and the left wings and the right wings. So I think this will be a possible formation if they go with a 4-3-3. Probably these will be some of the players that they will pick. But I think it will be wise to maybe play a 4-5-1 against Spain because Spain has a lot of good attackers. They have a lot of good midfielders. So you want to maybe um, jam up the midfield a little bit so you can actually win some balls and so forth. But I think a 4-5-1 against Spain would be interesting. Maybe they can do a counter attack. Larson can put a goal in, or even Sorloth can maybe run on the counter with Mohamed El Younisi and Larson and maybe bag a goal and then maybe do some defending. But I think a 4-5-1 might be a better option against Spain. I don't think they're going to play a 4-5-1 because if we look at some of the trends, they never played a 4-5-1. Played a 4-1-4-1. Right? 4-1-4-1. Yep. They never played a 4-5-1. A 4-1-4-1 kind of is a 4-5-1, depending on where you put the one here, whether in the defense more or in the midfield more. But through the games they played, I've seen them mainly play a 4-3-3. So I think they will play on a 4-3-3. But let's take a look. It's a new season. It's a new qualifiers, so maybe things have changed around. You don't have Haaland, but I don't think that's gonna be a bad thing. Obviously, he will be missed with his goal scoring ability, but Sorloth, looking at his stats, he's more than capable of pulling it off as well. So let's take a look at some news and some stats. So the only reason why I picked this particular person, as you can see here, he has played only 2 games so far. It doesn't look like he is match fit, right? Only 90 minutes and 90 minutes. That's 180 minutes in the 2022-23 season. I'm not saying he's bad overall, but this season he does not look like he has participated a lot. So I actually went with Kalustrom because if we look at his particular stats, it looks like he has played a lot more matches, right? In 2022-23, he has played 12 matches and played about, if you say 500 and 500 or 600 and 600, 1,200 minutes. It's actually, um, it's actually 1,080 minutes. Close enough. Um, but he has played 1,000 minutes, right? And he also kept 3 clean sheets, 2 clean sheets in the Conference League, 3 in the UECL qualifiers, 2, and he actually only conceded 5 and 10 goals, right? In both. in the both competitions. So in terms of minutes played, I think he is more match fit than or match sharp than the original goalkeeper. But they usually when you look at the formation, they usually used this particular fellow here, um, Neuland. But I think Carlston, with his match sharpness and minutes played, I think he deserves to actually play in this match. But maybe experience comes before, so we will see what happens. But I think Carlston should be the one who's gonna start. We shall see. The other thing here, Garrison, if we take a look at Garrison here, he's played 26 matches. And look at that. How many minutes does he play? Amazing. 2,120 minutes played, plus he played only one match in the French Cup. Now, if we take a look at Hachi Olson, that's why I picked some of these. He looks like he has not played a lot. He's only played, if we capture from right here, right, he's only played 11, um, 13, 14, plus 9, that's what, 23 matches. But he has played a lot of minutes. So that is one of the main reasons why I picked him as well. He's played a lot of minutes, so to me, he might have more match sharpness than the other guys. But by far, this one, Gerson, he has to play for sure. Now, depending who will play next to Gerson, this is something we'll have to see. But Gerson, I have high confidence he will be the one playing in the center back. Next to him, we will have to see. Ostigard, as you look here, we look at Ostigard in his 22-23 season. He only played what, 7 matches, not even 500 games, right? Maybe 500 if we're lucky. But it doesn't look like he played a lot of games. So um, to me, I think he might play just because he plays on Napoli. But I have doubts. Comparing all three of them, the two I mentioned probably will be the ones that will play. Hachi Wilson looks like he has more um, game time than Ostigard. But in their formation, they always use Ostigard as well. So I don't know if they will use him. But either or, one of them will play with Garrison. The other thing, I picked Mealing as the left back. Out of all the left backs, he looks like the one that is most fit. He has played a lot of matches with Rennes in French league, and he looks like the most fit one out of the left backs. On the right back, I think Pedersen could make an appearance. He did play a lot of matches, as you can see, 2023, 2023. He's played 23 matches, bagged about 1,700 minutes, right? Plus, or take a couple of minutes here. So we can say roughly 2,000 something minutes he played, which is a lot of minutes in one season. But he looks match sharp. That's why I have no doubt that either Ryerson or him will play. Because also Ryerson, if we take a look at this guy here, from all the way down here, he has played at least 1,500 matches or 1,600 or 700 matches right now, plus the 700 and above. He'll probably break the 2,000, similar as this guy here, Pedersen. So between them, they both have good match sharpness. But I think I picked Ryerson over Pedersen because I saw the trend in their previous formations. They used to play with Ryerson a lot on the right wing. I have not seen Pedersen. So, that is the case. I think Ryerson will play. If not, it will probably be Pedersen. So, either one of them will probably be starting the match. Uh, Again, I think it will be Ryerson, just from the trends. Here, let's take a look at Christian Thursted. From his abilities and his games that he played in the Series A and the Italian Cup, looks like he bagged 1,000 minutes, and he was probably by far the most one that bagged some games in the central midfield. So that's why I picked this guy. In Unesi, same thing. It looks like he bagged a couple of good minutes, maybe breaking the 2,000 minute playtime. That's why I picked him as well. In terms of match sharpness, I kind of pick depending on match sharpness, maybe goals and assists and so forth. Here I picked him because obviously they don't have Holland. It looks like Sorloth is probably the next best thing after Holland. And he also looks like he bagged a couple of good minutes here. He also looks like he is competent in scoring goals and making assists. So that's why I have him playing as a center forward. On his left wing will be Elionisi, and on his right wing will be this particular guy here, Larson. The reason why is because again he breaks that 2000 mark, or well, maybe close to 2000. But it looks like he is competent in making good assists, right? And he is also competent in making some goals. And his goal to game ratio is not so high, but he's better than the other options. Let's just say this. So that's why and how I picked some of these players, depending on their stamina or fitness, match sharpness, and ability in scoring, crossing, defending, and so forth. Here's some news that says Haaland is injured, so he's gonna miss the two match. He's gonna miss the Spain match, and he's gonna miss the match after that as well. It looks like it. So unfortunately, Haaland will not be seen in the two matches that are coming. Unfortunately, it was very sad to hear, in my opinion, because I love Haaland. Um. Oh, actually, I don't want to do that. But here just another news about him missing. Here they talk about how he pulled the groin muscle or he has a groin injury and he will be missed indeed. And I think this is the major news on the Norway team, to be honest with you. So, with that, let's take a look at the Spain team, okay? Spain, the 23-man team. We're gonna have Robert Sanchez. This guy plays in Brighton. We're gonna have David Raya and Kepa. I'm not gonna say his last name because it's very hard to pronounce. We have Emerick Laporte, David Garcia, Inigo Martinez, Nacho Fernandez, Jose Gaia, and we're gonna have Alejandro Balde. Finally, we see the young guy from Barcelona on this team. We've seen him, I think we've seen him in the World Cup, but while Spain was going out, anyways, from Morocco. Here we have Pedro Porro, we have Daniel Carvajal, we have Rodri, we have Martin Zumendi. I have not seen him play, to be honest with you, so I'm not sure if he's good or not. But obviously, we have the Wonder Kid, Gabby. Unfortunately, we don't have Pedri. We'll talk about him later. We have Mikel Merino, and we have Fabian Ruiz, Danny Ceballos, a very good player from Madrid, amazing. We have Danny Olmo, and we have Mikael Oyerzbla. Very hard to pronounce his last name. Brian Hill, I have not seen him play, so I cannot determine how bad or good he is. But if he's in the Spain team, he's probably very good. We have Pino and Nico Williams. We have Borja Iglesias. And we have no other than El Capitano Alvaro Morata. Busquets is no longer playing on the Spanish team. Sergio Ramos is no longer playing on the Spanish team. And I think between him and Carvajal, maybe Morata will be El Capitano, or maybe Carvajal or Nacho. We will see who will be the captain. And we also have the 35-year-old player, Iago Asapas. And we have Jose Luis. Jose Luis. Jose Luis. So this is the 23-man player that we have from Spain. Let's take a look at their particular formation. Um, okay, let's take a look at the formation. So here are the last three matches they've played, and this is from the World Cup. So take a note: Spain has played more matches than Norway as a team, and more recently because they were in the World Cup. Norway was not. So take that in consideration in terms of teamwork and so forth. Here we have against Japan, they played 4-3-3. Japan played 3-4-3, and they lost from Japan. This was the match where everyone was like, whoa, is Germany going to go out and Spain going to go out? For a brief, I think 20 seconds or so, Costa Rica was kicking both out. Unfortunately, they did not. So, anyways, here Costa Rica versus Spain, they beat Costa Rica 7-0. It was a little bit of a shocker, but it was expected that Costa Rica will lose. Here, they played 4-3-3 as well against a 4-2-2, and they played against Germany, and I think they threw this match away just to give Germany hopes in uh, going through, because they expected to beat Costa Rica without a problem, and Spain thought they will beat Japan without a problem. This is my theory. So they threw the match as a tie, so two European teams can qualify. That rhymed, but Japan disappointed, and Costa Rica was no pushover. So here, this is the big mistake that Spain made and tied with Germany. They almost got knocked out thanks to Costa Rica, but unfortunately, Germany saved Spain by beating Costa Rica. Here they played 4-3-3 against a 4-2-3-1, and they tied the game. So, looking at the trends, looking at these matches, couple of possibilities. They might play a 4-3-3, in my opinion. Might play a 4-3-3, but I believe they recently changed their head coach, so it might not be a 4-3-3. So let's take a look at what I think is gonna happen. If we open here, let's take a look. So here I have two type of formations. I have a 4-3-3. As expected, probably they're gonna play 4-3-3. So let's take a look at who's gonna be goalkeeping here. I believe left back will be Nacho. He's been tremendous this far this season. And I believe on the right side, his counterpartner at Madrid, Carvajal. Both of them are tremendous this season. Unfortunately, there's no Sergio Ramos, so we have to pick someone from the center back. And I believe Martinez and Garcia outperform or outperform the other center backs that are on the team. So I think these will be the four in the back. Now, the three in the middle, I believe Ceballos, Rodri, and Gavi will be the three in the middle. I have no doubts about Gavi, I have no doubts about Rodri, and I believe Ceballos deserves to play right there. Then again, sometimes he might play him as a left winger, so we don't know how he thinks, the coach. Um, the front three, I believe it will be Nico Williams on the right side, Morata, of course, in the center forward, and we'll have on the left side Pino. I also think if Pino's not there, maybe we'll see Oyarzabala. But I think Pino is, in terms of fitness and game time and goals and whatnot, outperforms Ozabala right now in the current season. So that's why I picked him first. So I think 4-3-3, these will be the players. But I think maybe against Norway they might play something like a 4-5-1. Well, 4-2-3-1 or 4-5-1, whatever. 4-2-3-1, I think so. And the back will be the same. The midfield will kind of change. We'll have Rodri and Gavi as center of midfields, and we will have Olmo in as a attacking midfielder, advanced playmaker, right behind of Morata. On the left side, we'll have Ceballos. Ceballos will push up a little bit, and on the right side, if we have to play with the winger on the right side, I think Oyarzabala beats Pino on the right side. So this will be the second formation I think they can use. But again, looking through the previous matches and so forth, probably they will play a 4-3-3. It will be nice to see them play a 4-2-3-1, but I think they will surprise us all and play a 4-4-2. We will see. Uh, I'm leaning towards the 4-3-3. So this would be my hypothesis for the formation. Let's take a look at some of the news. Some of the news here we have we have the full team squad, as I told you. Kepa, Sanchez, Raya, yada yada yada. You can probably read this on your own as well. I'll leave the links in the description. Here we see that Pedri is no longer in the Spain squad. He's pulled the injury, so uh, it's a very sad, disappointing day, honestly. I don't know who I like better, Pedri or um, Haaland. I know they both play in different positions, but I like both players. They're amazing young talent. Plus Gabi. I like all three of them, to be honest with you. So, unfortunately, Pedri is out for the next two matches for Spain, so we will not see him. And that, I think, with that is going to be probably the major news for this particular Spain team. Let's take a look at David Raya here. As you can see here, I mean, look at this performance. Very good performance. He's played about roughly 2,500 minutes. He has played 27 games and he has conceded 34 goals and had 9 clean sheets, which is not too bad. If we look at Kepa this season has only played 19 games and 7 games in the Champions League. So we can say what 26 games. Oh well, and 1 game in the FA Cup, 28 games. Sorry, 27 games, right? But it looks here he might have passed the 2000 mark. I don't know if you would choose him over Raya though. Raya looks very solid in terms of match sharpness and match sharpness at least. Um, so I don't know. I have a feeling he's gonna play Kepa just because he plays in Chelsea. But I think if the stats are the ones that speak, I think Raya should be the person that starts the game, in my opinion. Even Roberto Sanchez is better than Kepa this season, right? Look at this. He's played 22 matches, conceded 29 goals, and had 6 clean sheets. He's played about roughly 2,000 minutes, right? All in all. Plus, it doesn't look like he played in the EFL Cup. It doesn't matter. But it looks like between the three goalkeepers, I think Raya first, if Raya can't play, Sanchez second, if Sanchez can play, then Kepa, in terms of fitness and sharpness of matches. So this is my thought, but I think in the end of the day, he's probably gonna play Kepa just because he plays for Chelsea. I'm gonna be very blunt here. So that is the hypothesis there for the goalkeeper. Let's take a look at the defenders. People might say, why didn't you choose Emerick Laporte? Well, look at his stats. Look, in the Premier League, he's only played 7 matches, right? In the Champions League, he's only played 3 matches, and in the FA Cup, he's only played 3 matches, right? If you look at David Garcia, look at this. David Garcia has played all in all 28 matches. Look at this. How many minutes on the pitch did he play? A lot, right? So to me, he has more match sharpness. In all honesty, so that's why I picked David Garcia over Emmerich, right? If you take a look at Martinez, even um, Inigo Martinez, right? Look at him. He has played even more games than uh, Emmerich Laporte, right? He's played only 14 matches, but that's more than how much Laporte played, right? If we count blah blah blah, here is 10, 1 match more. Um, so between the two of them, I think Garcia definitely, and I think look at this, how many minutes he's played. He's played a lot of minutes, to be honest with you, more than Emerick Laporte. So I think Garcia is more match sharp than Laporte, and I think this guy is more match sharp than Laporte. But probably again, they're gonna pick Laporte because he plays for Manchester City. I'm gonna be very blunt. I'm very blunt in a lot of my comments. I might be wrong. I might be right. It's my opinion, and we will keep it at that. Here, the only reason why I do not think Mikel um, Orizbla is gonna play or start the game is because he has not played a lot of games. If you look at Pino this season. Wow, look, 25 games in the La Liga, right? Look at this, and he also has played 8 matches in the Conference League. Look at Ozebla. He has only played 12 matches in La Liga, and if you combine the Euro League plus Copa del Rey, 10 matches, so 22 games. I don't think it's uh, it's good enough for against this guy here, Pino. I think Pino has more match sharpness than him, so that's why I picked Pino over him. So these are the reasons why I picked some of the players. I hope you enjoyed this because I'll keep doing some of these. And as always, thank you and see you next time. Cheers.